According to our own Jay Glazer, Derrick Henry broke the 5th metatarsal in his foot this weekend, matching another report that said he could miss the rest of the year after suffering the injury during Tennessee's win. The Titans improved to 6-2 with the victory, but losing Henry would certainly deliver a huge blow to their chances for the rest of the season. Hate to see it. Shannon, how will this impact the AFC race?
Oh, man, it puts it. They're not going anywhere without Derrick Henry. He's the offense.
I mean, they're already in command in their division.
Oh, yeah. No.
Because they're
they're a playoff team. But I don't believe without Derrick Henry, they can beat a Buffalo again. I don't believe without Derrick Henry, they can beat, say, Baltimore or Pittsburgh.
Name them.
That's what I'm saying, Skip. Because as you mentioned, they're 3 games clear of a Colts team that they've already beaten. So, but for me, how far can they go? Skip, Derrick Henry had 237 touches. That's 72 more than the next closest, which is Najee Harris. Skip, I hate that D. Henry got hurt because I like the kid. I like the young man. He's a good dude.
Yep.
But Skip, this might have added 2 years to his career. He was on pace for 500 touches. He plays this season, gets 500 touches. Skip, it's over. That's the point of no return. Nobody's ever been even close to that. So it was probably a freak injury. Now his backup is Jeremy McNichols, a 5th-year player out of Boise State. Second year on 10. He's been on 7 teams in 5 years. More of a pass catcher. He only has 7 carries, 21 catches.
Yep.
Will they make a trade? Is there somebody available at the trade deadline to try to give them? Because what makes them so dangerous is that you got to put 8-9 guys in the box, and now you got AJ Brown and Julio. Julio missed another game with that hamstring.
Yep.
He just can't seem to get over that hamstring. But A.J. Brown is eating because you got to go one-on-one with him, Skip, because you got to drop 9 guys in that box to try to stop this run. Now, without the threat of somebody running down your throat for 200 yards, I can play coverage. I'm not going to let A.J. Brown beat me now. I can roll coverage his way. And without Julio, Skip, they got an uphill battle. Can they win the division? They still got Jacksonville in that division. Win. Houston, win. So they're going to win the division, but I don't know how far. I don't believe they can go very far without King Henry.
I hate this.
I hate it too, Skip.
I hate it for Derrick Henry because he had a real shot at winning the MVP.
He had a real shot at ED's record, too.
He did. I hate it for the National Football League because Derrick Henry is something we've never seen before.
No.
We've never seen this big, this fast.
Right.
This big, this fast. And he ran so hard that combination, the scouts like to use the term unicorn, he's just something off the charts we've never seen before.
Right.
And he was running at his best, his hottest. And I hate it for all my friends that I went to school with in Nashville, big Titans fans. And I hate it for the coach and the team because he was the driving force of this show. I'm not the biggest Ryan Tannehill fan, but if you give him Derrick Henry, he's got a chance. He's going to make some big throws to some very good receivers. That all just changed. They just fell back to earth with a big thud because they will have no more threat in the run game as you just had. And now I look at this field. The AFC is starting all over. Everybody just came back to life because I was about to say Tennessee was going to edge away as the team to beat in the AFC. And they took care of your man Walker to him yesterday. But it went to overtime.
What was he doing?
He made one terrible throw. To this, the overtime throw was pretty bad.
What about the change to the left hand to throw the 2-yard interception?
That's what I'm saying. That was horrendous. But that was Tennessee taking over the division and pulling away in the AFC race. And then I look down the list now. I do like the Raiders post-Gruden because they have a new spirit about them. And so we haven't seen them for a while. Let's see how they respond. You still like the Ravens. I can't give up on the Bills because they're sitting at 5-2, and I say, okay, remember, they lost their opener at home to Pittsburgh, and I kept telling you, Pittsburgh's legit good. So they were up 10, Buffalo's up 10-0 at half and just got stormed in the second half and lost it. And then they lost on a failed one-foot quarterback sneak at Tennessee. A huge night game. I still like Buffalo. I'm not writing the Steelers off at 4-3.
No.
Be careful. Here they come.
I mean, I was liking Cincinnati until they go to the Jets and lose yesterday. And so, Pittsburgh is not there, and then the Chargers, they've hit a cold patch. Now that we got outside looking in, the Patriots, Browns, Chiefs, and Colts.
man, it's going to be a race, and it feels like you wipe the slate clean and everybody's saying, okay, it starts now.
Right.
Right?
Because now, Skip, you look at it, because so many of these teams have multiple losses, they're looking like, hold on, I got a chance at...
They all got a chance.
I got a chance to be the #1 seed.
That is
because
correct.
Buffalo still has to go to Tampa.
They do.
So somebody's like, well, hold on. This is not a foregone conclusion that they're going to be the #1 seed.
I agree.
I like my chances here. And don't count on my homeboy out now. My homeboy get hot.
I don't count them out, and we get to see them tonight against what's left of the New York Football Giants.
What's left of the Chiefs' defense?
Yep.
Okay. Now watch they make Daniel Jones.
We'll see.
And how about this, guys? Ian Rappaport reporting that they're possibly going to start working out Adrian Peterson here. Look, I know he's not Derrick Henry, but
it's come to this.
We can wish maybe AP from 10 years ago could work. I don't know. At this point, he might be anything to help them.
Right.
Guys, where do the Cowboys rank in the NFC? That is next.
Not where you think. Not where you think.
In October on Fox. Also, though, yesterday, and this was a bummer, Jameis Winston went down early in the game last night, and the Saints are bracing for the possibility that it could be a season-ending injury. Third stringer Trevor Siemian finished the game since Taysom Hill is still recovering from a concussion, and Twitter immediately started calling for Sean Payton to bring in Cam Newton instead. So, Shannon, should the Saints sign Cam?
I think they'll definitely bring him in. Skip, I mean, Sean Payton played against Cam Newton. They were in the same division for a decade. So he saw him at least twice a year for a decade.
Yep.
So if anybody knows what Cam Newton is capable of doing, it's probably Sean Payton. I would definitely bring him in, put him through a workout. Like I said, we just talked about this earlier, Skip. Teams like to, guys that they have on their roster that's been in their system, they like to go in that direction first. It's hard. Quarterback is not a position. You can bring any other position, bring him in a week, Skip, put him out there and he can play. Offensive line, defensive line, wide receiver, running, it doesn't matter.
We've been seeing it all year.
All year.
Throw them in there.
Quarterbacks are not like...
Richard Sherman just comes in and plays.
It starts.
Yep.
The man gets off his couch on a Wednesday and starting on a Sunday night.
He did.
Quarterbacks are not like that, Skip. That is too much of a mental game. There's too much of a thought process that goes on where you have to know protections, that you got to know where you need to go with the football. It is hard for you to... It's hard for them to simplify a guy, simplify an offense for a guy that's never been there. I can simplify it for Trevor Siemian because he know our basic terminology. So I can get it down and say, okay, Trevor, this is what we wanted to do. But I don't know how you do that for a guy that's never heard your system, heard your verbiage before. But I would definitely bring Cam Newton in, see where he is, and if it's something, because, Skip, look, they got a defense. They got a championship caliber defense. They got a playoff caliber defense.
No doubt.
I don't know if Trevor Siemian, even with the defense that good, because they had defenses good when he was in Denver, Von Miller was at his apex back then. I don't know, Skip, if Trevor Siemian is enough to get you to where you want to be. But I would definitely bring Cam in. Now, I'm not just signing Cam just to sign him, because Cam has said now, remember, Skip, he did an interview and says, I would have been willing to be a backup. Cam would probably have to come in and be a backup for, at bare minimum, what do you think, a week or two, maybe 3 weeks? And if things are not going well before he gets an opportunity to play, and if that's something that, Skip, you put all the cards on the table. Okay, Cam, what are you looking for? Would you be okay being a backup? What if Siemian plays well and you don't get an opportunity to play? Are you going to be okay with that? So, Skip, I just need to be honest with him, Skip. I'm not going to bring him in there on false pretenses and say, oh, promise him things that I know that I'm not going to deliver or I can't deliver. I'm going to be upfront with Cam. Cam, are you okay if Trevor plays well and you don't get to play, you're backup? Or is it that you're coming in here with the anticipation that you're going to start? Because I don't know if that's going to happen, but this is what we can offer you.
Okay, so Josina Anderson has reported that at this moment, New Orleans not interested in Cam. That does not mean that later this week. Yeah, I agree. I believe in Cam Newton. I believed in him when he was drafted. I believed in him at Blinn Junior College. I believed in him at Auburn. I believed in him early last year at New England before he got COVID, which just derailed him. And I think he got hit pretty hard by COVID, and I don't think he ever quite got back on his feet. Right. But when we saw him early, when we saw him that Sunday night at Seattle, he looked like MVP Cam to me. And I don't doubt that he still has that capability in him. So that's why I campaigned for Jerry Jones to go get him, because he's so much better than Cooper Rush. I was proven wrong. I ate my own crow last night, some cowboy crow, because Cooper Rush was, as you said, pretty good.
Right.
He was certainly good enough to win that game. And to your point, it wasn't like he threw for 117 yards. He threw for 325.
Right. And 2 touchdowns.
And 2 touchdowns. And he threw the game-winning touchdown pass when I least expected it at 1st and goal at the 5. He just said,